The rich man's secret that destroyed his empire. There was a time when Mr. Richard Thompson was a name everyone mentioned with admiration and envy. He was the man who had everything: money, estates, power, and influence. From a single shop in New York City, he built a business empire that stretched across continents. Every magazine called him the King of Commerce. But behind his wealth was a secret no one knew. Richard had built his empire on betrayal. Years ago, when he was just starting out, his best friend, Daniel Carter, discovered a brilliant business idea: importing auto parts directly from manufacturers and eliminating middlemen. They planned to launch it together. But just before they began, Richard secretly registered the company in his own name, using Daniel's designs, contacts, and plan. When Daniel found out, he confronted Richard. But Richard used his new connections and influence to push him out, leaving Daniel broken and forgotten. That was the dark seed from which Richard's fortune grew. Years passed, and success seemed to wash away guilt. Richard became a household name. He donated to charities, sponsored scholarships, and was seen as a generous billionaire. But deep down, his conscience was never silent. Then came the storm. One morning, Richard's companies began to crumble. His partners withdrew, investors disappeared, and government contracts were suddenly canceled. Millions vanished from his accounts. After weeks of confusion, an internal investigation revealed the shocking truth. His financial director, a quiet young man named Michael Carter, had been stealing from him for years. When Richard confronted him in rage, Michael looked him straight in the eyes and said, "You built your empire on my father's tares. I only followed your example. I took what wasn't mine." Richard froze. The name Carter suddenly hit him like lightning. Daniel's son. In that moment, his past returned to destroy him. The empire built on betrayal had finally betrayed him. Within months, Richard lost everything: his companies, his luxury homes, his reputation. The media that once glorified him now reported his downfall. The man who once ruled the world of business died quietly in a small apartment, holding an old photograph of his friend Daniel, the man he had wronged. Moral: when wealth is built on deceit, it becomes a ticking time bomb. You can hide from people, but never from the truth. Integrity builds empires, betrayal destroys them. If you haven't subscribed to Promise Douglas channel, you might never see us again. But if you have, congrats, you are growing every day.